Jason, that's sort of a strange preparation to the season, being delisted and picked up again. How was that for you?
Look, it was more of a technicality. The club had some TPP pressures, so they asked me to come off the veterans list back on the normal list, and I was happy to accommodate them. So, it was just, like I said, a technicality, and looking forward to a big year.
Got one game to go to get to that 200.
Yes, it's very exciting. It's look, I'm very proud of it, and it's great to be part of such a great club.
You've had a different start to the pre-season, obviously, with a new coach and that sort of thing. Do you think that's revitalised the group? And coming back here, how is that with a whole different feel to it?
Look, he's been sensational. He's certainly added a few layers to our structure and intensity. He's really driven that hard. So it's the guys are really looking forward to a great year with Scott.
Just on Zach, I mean, you guys, you're obviously going to have to change around the back line next year. How much work's been done on that with the pre-season so far?
It's just a great opportunity for some of the young guys coming through. We've got Tommy Simkin coming through, who's a quality backman. There's some other young guys coming through the ranks. So it's just a really great opportunity for those guys to really focus on that position and really make a play for it. So
look, Tommy's one, and he's having his best pre-season probably in his short AFL career. But there are others. Bo Wilkes can play in the back half of the ground. Ferguson's having a terrific build-up as well. So I'm not going to limit it just to one or two players to step into that sort of role. I reckon the great thing about footy is it's always bigger than one individual. So one player leaves, regardless of who that is, there'll be plenty that will fill that breach. So it's not really a concern for us.
The back line had a fantastic structure under Ross, and clearly was one of the best in the league. Do you tinker with that much, that system? Does that have to be sort of worked with much in your mind heading into next year? Yeah,
I think just to measure defence alone is probably not the way to look at it from my perspective, because the way you defend has an impact on the way you can actually score as well. So to look at one in isolation probably is not a great reflection. From our perspective, we'd like to defend more in the front half of the ground. We've probably defended a little bit too deep over the last year or two. So if we get the balance of that right and the way we defend, we'll get better offensive input as well. So it is about getting the balance right.
You've had a busy pre-season so far. Here you went on a camp with the club's newest players. How was that for you on the weekend?
Exhausting for me, but probably more exhausting for them. But we had a great 2 or 3 days down in Phillip Island. Really good experience. They were tested from a leadership perspective, but also just gave them the opportunity to really build some bonds within the 12 players that were part of that. They've come back into the program over the last 2 days, and they're already changed just in the way they view the whole program, their connection with the coaches, their connection with each other. So it puts them in a really good place post-Christmas to attack the program and challenge for spots, which is what we want to have happen.
What's it like for you to coach down here at Moorabbin as well, in front of all the faithful who have come out today?
Yeah, look, it's the main reason we're here. To be honest, our Linen House facility is outstanding, and we don't want to move away from that too often. But to come back here, it really is a sign from us that we want to connect with our fans and connect with our heartland. So we might even get some kids out on the track at the end of training today just to show that our fans mean something to us.
Molly Meldrum's one of your biggest fans. Can I just get a comment on that as well, about his condition and how, best wishes to him and that sort of thing?
Yeah, look, anyone that knows Molly knows the impact that he's had on this footy club and his support, but we just wish him all the best and hope there's a speedy recovery, but we're certainly all behind him.
You mentioned new leadership group. How many changes do you reckon you're going to be making?
Uncertain at this point, but again, it's nothing's been penciled in right now. They are challenging for spots, and they'll be judged by their actions over a period of time. That was outlined on day one. That will remain that way until we decide our leadership group, which will be towards the end of January at some point. So it's an open slate at this point.
Nick's still captain, right?
Yeah, at this point he is. Yeah.
Will he be round one?
End of January we'll make a decision on where our leadership group sits, and until then this is the status quo.
Are you prepared to put any younger players in the leadership group that might not have had that responsibility before?
I'm prepared to, but again, actions talk louder than words, I guess. So they've got another month to prove that they deserve to be in those sort of positions, and everyone's on auditioning at this point, and that's where we currently sit.
So this